Hey there, it's Mindy from simplymindy.com, and today I'm sharing 3 DIY kitchen organizers using cardboard. This week I've been doing a little bit of organizing, as I'm sure many of you are, and I just wanted to share a few ideas that I had for making DIY organizers, since we may not have access to the regular store to buy these things, and these are just simple ways to do it yourself. First, I wanted to tackle my spice drawer, which you can see here is actually not too cluttered, but because the bottles are laying flat, they're kind of rolling around and it's not very easy to see all the labels, and that made it so if something was running low, I would easily miss it when I went to the grocery store to buy groceries. So I started by removing everything from the drawer and just using a kitchen cleaner to wipe it down really well. And then I used my tape measure and one of my spice bottles to figure out the width and the height that I needed for my tiers. And once I had my measurements, which I changed and I'll tell you in a second why, I just simply used my acrylic ruler as a straight edge, and I started out with a box cutter, but then used my rotary blade, which made it a little easier to cut through the cardboard. So initially my measurements were 4 inches wide by 12 inches long, but I realized after doing this and putting one of these tiers together that the width needs to be at least about an inch longer than the spice bottle itself, and this allows for better spacing when you add in multiple tiers, and you'll see when it all comes together that it'll make sense. And of course you saw there, all I did was use my hot glue gun to put this together. And each of my height pieces is just 1 inch, and that makes it so it's just the right height, so the bottle will lay on there but will not go past the top edge of the drawer. So I thought I wanted to use this marble contact paper to cover each of my tiers for my spice organizer, but after I put it all on and I got it in the drawer, I really didn't like how it looked, so I took it off. So what I did instead was I went back to my craft stash and looked through my scrapbook paper, and I decided I liked this printed paper, and I'm just showing you here, this is the other size that I made, the 5-inch width, and so each piece of scrapbook paper I was able to cover 2 of the tiers. Not completely, it doesn't go all the way down the back, but it works just fine, it doesn't show. So I just cut each one in half, and you'll see in a second, I thought I would try using this adhesive spray that's from Dollar Tree, but I've had it for so long and I don't know if that was why it didn't work, but I went back to just using the hot glue right around the edges to attach the paper. And once each tier of my organizer was done, I just attached them all. You'll see after I added in the spices, I did go back and just make I added a flat piece of cardboard covered in the paper to the back, and just added a little edge so that I could utilize that space for extras and it wouldn't just roll around the drawer. As you see, I still use that 4-inch piece, and it worked perfectly for those shorter can style spices. And guys, this is pretty sturdy. This was a thicker cardboard from a large box that I had. This would work perfect with foam board or even wood if you have it on hand, but this is going to work just fine for what I need. And a spice organizer. Next, I moved on to this drawer right beside the other one, and I decided I could make this better, where I have all my baking papers, aluminum foil, and things like that. I know a lot of these things are not very eco-friendly. I am looking towards some more sustainable, like multiple use options, but for now this is what I have. So I thought I could just make this drawer more efficient, so I removed all the lids, so to speak, from all the papers and foils that have the little tear off at the top. I didn't remove the cling wrap one because that one is actually on the lid, so I left that, but this makes everything more accessible. And what I wanted to do here was just block off that back space in the drawer, which just makes things shift and move around and just get messy. So I just measured for my cardboard. I cut the pieces to fit the spaces that I needed, and I didn't show the whole process here, but I basically just cut the pieces of cardboard and glued them together with the hot glue again. And for this one, just to make the edge a little bit more finished and actually safer so that no one would cut their fingers, I just added this cotton rope using hot glue as well. And that's it for this one. This could easily be used in a cutlery drawer, you know, for utensils and all that, or in an office drawer or junk drawer. Lastly, I wanted to use up, you know, a big chunk of that cardboard that was left, and I'd done this all with one box, so I decided to corral some of the junk on the front of our fridge. We tend to just pin things that, you know, cards and pictures and things that are sent to us from family, so I thought I'd make just like a pin board to make it more central. We could just pin things on here instead of having them all over the fridge. So I'm basically just wrapping it in a scrap piece of fabric that I had in my stash, and I'm adding some thinner pieces of cardboard as like a frame on the back, just to kind of elevate it so that when I put a push pin in, it doesn't, you know, go into the fridge. So that's all I did. I attached everything with hot glue. I added a little seam in the center to make it more sturdy, and then I also added a couple of popsicle sticks to two of the sides in order to glue these heavy-duty magnets onto, and that just gave it a more durable surface to attach to. And that's it for this one. As always, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope this gave you some ideas on how you can use things you already have to organize your kitchen. I know it may be difficult to get out to a store, but know that we can upcycle and use DIY to make things more efficient. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will go ahead and do that now. Give this video a like if you enjoyed this, and leave me a comment letting me know your thoughts. Also, let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this, making DIY organizers using upcycled or recycled items. Again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.